back on Earth, the crew of Apollo 8 has a message that we would like to send to you. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light.
2, 1, 0.
I was on the committee that investigated the fire. And then I was sent out to Downey to help implement the changes that the change board in Houston had made. So I knew that spacecraft probably as well as anybody.
The 6 million-pound Apollo Saturn space vehicle slowly rose from its launch pad.
You know, people have often asked me, what do you think your odds were of getting back alive on this mission?
Liftoff of Apollo 8 was recorded at 7:51 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I had complete confidence in the management and Chris Kraft and his people and Slayton and the crew. I don't want to sound superficial, but I didn't have any concerns. I was absolutely convinced that we had a spacecraft that could do what it was designed to do.
Not the telephoto lens, unfortunately, it's just a regular inside lens. This transmission is coming to you approximately halfway between the...
But I thought 100% we'd make it and it would be a successful mission.
1 hour, about 20 minutes into flight. We have about...
You know, and General Phillips, who was Apollo program manager in Washington, the same thing. He said, look, if I didn't think it was 100% going to be 100% successful, we wouldn't fly the mission.
What direction and how fast we're traveling. And our computer, as Frank had mentioned, then takes the information and tells us how to maneuver to get home safely.
Why would you start out on a uncertain task with less than 100% assurance in your own mind that it's going to work?
An amazing demonstration of American competence and virility. Many tributes have been paid to the engineering excellence, but what amazes me also is what I think you call the logistics, the organization and management of this vast project. After all, it's only less than 8 years since President Kennedy started off the program, and the accomplishment in that time, in spite of the setbacks, is really stupendous.
We must remember that it is not primarily a scientific business at all. It is done as the pyramids were built or as the Parthenon was built, something we can do that's magnificent and wonderful. Man is made that way. Whenever there's a challenge of this kind, someone somewhere will pick it up. We will go to the South Pole or the North Pole or climb Mount Everest or do things of this sort.
Why does man pick up a challenge like this, Doctor?
I don't know. He's made that way. He's done it all through history. And now we've come to a point in which we can go to the moon, and somewhere someone is going to go to the moon. And I would be very sorry indeed if my country, the richest, the most powerful country in the world, didn't try to do it. And didn't try to do it first, as a matter of fact.
This is Frank Borman. We've enjoyed the television shows, and we invite you to stay tuned in the future, because there'll be flights in rendezvous in the Earth orbit, and then, of course, there'll be television from the lunar surface itself in the not too far distant future. So until then, I guess this is the Apollo 8 crew signing off, and we'll see you back on that good Earth very soon.
Roger, Frank. Adios. As reported, they have a flashing light in sight, and they followed that with, we have voice contact with the crew.
Yes, we saw the spacecraft coming down off the port side of the aircraft carrier. A bright light in the sky, slowly descending toward the surface of the Pacific. It's now 5,000 yards from the Yorktown, and at just about this moment, it should be landing on the surface of the water.
The astronauts waited patiently for more than an hour in their bobbing space capsule for dawn and the swimmers from the rescue helicopter hovering overhead. When dawn came, The astronauts climbed into a life raft and were hoisted aboard 80 minutes after splashdown.
Astronaut Foreman.
This morning, the perfect flight of the remarkable Apollo 8 ended in the pre-dawn darkness of the mid-Pacific, southwest of Hawaii. On target, on schedule. Man literally has wrenched himself away from the Earth that bound him down through the millennia. He has soared to the moon. He has seen and shown it close. He has come back safe. That is the meaning of the mission of Apollo 8, humankind's first flight into the orbit of the moon, an event sure to be written larger on the books of history than almost any our generation has seen. A year of trouble and turbulence is now coming to an end in incandescent triumph. Apollo 8 achieved every one of its major mission aims, and something else. It lifted the spirits of earthbound mortals and carried them too, if only for a while, out of their own horizons. This is a broadcast about the flight of Apollo 8.
And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. God saw that it was good. And from the crew of Apollo 8, we close with good night, good luck, a Merry Christmas, and God bless all of you on the good earth.